So the other team we didn't mention, Dan, was CLG. Yes. A team, I think they've had some improvement recently, but
I don't know about that, James.
They'll need a lot more improvement. You know, so
they need a lot of things.
I'm curious. To me, they're like, you know, you could say when FaZe began, FaZe were the experiment, if you will. Then we have some other weird teams like Splice is also somewhat of an experiment at the moment, just how random their team is, people from Mongolia, etc.
But with FaZe, you kind of like, okay, well this is probably going to work because
everyone's doomed it to failure at the beginning.
Well, yes and no. I mean, the thing is that at least you have players that are used to playing at a very high level and individually can do stuff at a very high level. Is that really the same? Is that really the same story here, James? I feel like you're trying to make something work. You know, I feel like you're trying to find hope. Sometimes it's fine to just have no hope.
You're a man of that hope in this respect, then.
Right now, yes, James, I have no hope.
So, I'm curious to. I mean, we've seen some very interesting things from this, like very out of. I don't even know what that means. Out of left field. I'm not going to say it because I don't know what it means, even though I just said it. We've seen some things that you might say are random with this team. Their primary AWPer not AWPing. Somebody who wants to try AWPing in a professional team. You know, these are hazed in-game leading, I believe, for the first time. So all these moving parts. On the ELIGE desk, I described them as a team who were trying to. They had a cylinder and they're trying to push it through a triangle-shaped hole. Yeah. That's how I felt they were.
So you think there's no hope as well? Because that's fairly rudimentary, James.
Well,
circle.
I thought they were
triangle.
I thought they were trying to change up many things at the same time. It's like if you get a team and you lose one player, right? Let's say that player is a rifler and you replace him with a dedicated AWPer or something.
With a marshmallow.
Let's say you lose one player, you add another player, but the new player requires you to change roles of another player. You essentially, in that respect, lose two players to some degree, right? It's that kind of thing going on. So when you change all these roles at the same time, it's just madness.
It's like having hummus but no bread to put it on.
What is it with you and hummus today?
Hummus.
That's the second time you've mentioned hummus.
Hummus is the only thing that gives me hope. So I need.
You should get it on a t-shirt. 3 players towards the IV from CLG, including the bomb being carried by koosta. Hazed, the grenade man, with a flashbang. Ethan being taken down. There goes Subroza as well. Subroza, I guess he's probably public enemy #1 at the moment. You know, these days it seems that somebody has to be the enemy. We'll see how things develop.
Well, he's yet to really. He's yet to really have big results as well. So it's just the team seems a little bit unstable. But we'll have to see how they can fare against Liquid. Liquid, again, in pretty decent form lately. Obviously, that deep run they made in New York was fantastic, and they are certainly up there, potentially the best team, maybe in North America. There's obviously a question mark there always. Now. koosta, he's alone, James. He's very alone, and he's got a bomb. Let's see what he can do in this situation. Well, he's found himself a USP. That will help on these ranges, but not finding anything just yet. It seemed somewhat inevitable. Finally, the conclusion of the pistol round. Liquid take the economic edge, and CLG, they'll be... they'll have to force buy.
Why isn't Nitro participating in the lovely, colourful avatars?
Because maybe it's because he's the guy that calls the shots.
I'm very disappointed in his
lack of conformity.
Yeah. 1-0 for Liquid. They start off well. CLG and Amanda moving towards the B bomb site. Money has been spent here for CLG. This is a force buy situation. 2 smokes, 2 flashes. They will need more than a bomb plant for this to be successful. They have no map control at the moment. And what I mean by that is you see the smoke going down. Are they willing to wait for the smoke to disappear? Bearing in mind they could get flanked, although you could say it's unlikely in a round such as this for the CTs to risk playing close. HG goes up for a Pimp, but the player starts to move down. towards the site. I like the idea. These smokes have been used well. That's going to help them secure a bomb plant. Hiko goes down also. They've got players who are tagged, but they have a... Oh, never mind. Double nade coming in from JDM. This could go either way, though.
What?
CLG with a nice force buy round. I like the 2 grenades there. The grenade on the high ground and the grenade on the low ground to give them relative safe passage. In terms of the exposure of man, they're mainly exposed to players around the connector area. And then Liquid just fell apart. Despite Liquid, JDM got a double HE, and they still lost the round.
That was really nice because CLG got their players, a couple players very deep, very quickly on the B yard. That's generally how you would win a bomb plant situation on that one. You have to take control of the yard very quickly. And they choked them off at the choke points. But Pimp, he strikes back with that scout of his from Connector. And that's going to give CLG pause for thoughts as they recollect themselves. And they're looking for the next coordination for the offense. This is kind of a weird situation for them now, having lost a player and not getting a kill themselves. Can hazed be the man to try to equalize on the numbers? EliGE is the tagged man. Just able to find himself into safety though. Pimp still with that scout trying to cause some problems, but there's the rotation now as CLG slowly but surely make their way onto the bomb site. But there's danger everywhere, James.
Do they have a plan for this situation? JDM has been taken down. That's an important kill. But the CTs are going to be coming from 3 directions, including the pop. Only Nitro, however, is in that direction. And I would hope that hazed is holding the angle there with the P250. Ethan jumping around the site. Cutler's damage as well. There goes Nitro, so that's going to clear out the pop dog area. Now there's just 2 players remaining for Team Liquid. I say just, but the damage is being done here. Another round is entirely winnable, although they need to get on the bomb fast because there's no kit. Cutler and hazed both have no health. And they're just going to deny the engagement from Liquid, and that should win them the round in this situation. There goes Cutler. So chances have been have come and gone for Liquid. CLG will retain.
Yeah, really nice way to start things off here against Liquid. And Liquid are in kind of a weird spot now. They could actually invest in maybe a PT50 or something, but obviously on train you do want to have that massive buy when you are playing any buy round. You want it to be full, 100%, all the nades, everything. Now we've got the, I love how we have the MAC-10 still on Subroza here, so he can try to jump around the corners, open things up. He can be the guy that takes the risks. He's somewhat expendable there, of course, and that can be CLG's way in. So we need to see that structure, that level of routine coming in from them, because a round like this with just 2 P250s, they cannot really afford to lose players. But did hazed have a helmet? I'm not sure if he has a helmet.
He doesn't have one now.
Because I just heard the squelchy sound of a man getting shot in the head with no helmet. Maybe. Squelchy sound. I don't think that's really the description, but...
I do wonder what sound that is, actually. If you could guess, it sounds like a fruit exploding or a vegetable exploding, like a watermelon or something. Maybe we should ask what it is. Pimp and JDM, last 2 players to be eliminated, to be hung, drawn and quartered in this particular round. You know, in Shakespeare, there is a fictional Bardolph character who is hung, drawn and quartered.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you just search Bardolph, there's a place in America, I think in maybe Canada called Bardolph, and then there's the Shakespeare Bardolph, hung, drawn and quartered, and then there's James Bardolph, rising up the search results, of course.
Well, that's fantastic, James. It's good that you bring Shakespeare up. I feel like we should class things up a little bit. I feel like we need more mention.
Of Shakespeare specifically?
Of Shakespeare, yes. What's your favorite Shakespeare play? Do you have one?
I haven't watched many plays.
Well, have you read any either? I haven't read any either.
I don't remember them, so I don't have any real comment. Although I have eaten at the Shakespeare Globe Theatre.
That does not really count.
And that food was bloody good.
Okay. Well, thanks for asking, but my favorite is probably Othello. Anyway, moving on. We got the buys coming out here for Liquid, and we will, of course, see JDM lounging with the AWP. And CLG, I'm curious how they're going to open this round up, because, of course, we got the MAC-10 there on Ethan. And so that typically is going to suggest that they're just going to go for a crazy ham rush. He's going to jump down the slope there on the B ramp perhaps and see if he can just draw some fire, probably die. Although actually hazed is going to be the one carrying the Mag-10 now. So it'll be quite interesting to see how successful this is because there's only one man on the B bomb side. It is Hiko though. Hiko is playing more or less to survive. He's not playing very close. So here you want to get maybe a kill, and then the objective is to survive, to stop the T's from taking full control of the train yard. But he's going to go in.
Look at that flashbang. That's really nice stuff from Hiko. Lands perfectly. The T's getting slowed down by Hiko being alive, but now he's dead. Pimp taking lots of damage as well. And there's no nades, no HEs, no Molotovs on the CT side. Could have been meaty, but EliGE in the back's going to force the T's forwards. But the numbers game is not in their favor, dancing around the smokes. Cutler's going to take one and get taken down. And Ethan trying to avoid being claimed himself. EliGE low health goes down. 2 more to find. Good damage done to the side of Liquid, but they get back to winning ways.
This is really nice because there you can see the difference from Liquid is that the position of Hiko, despite, you know, he's a solo man defender. And, okay, he did go down fairly quickly, but he did survive for long enough, caused enough of a ruckus that he allowed the CTs to stop the T's from taking the train yard, which means that you can get out of the choke point, and it means that you can basically have a positional advantage on the T's who are stuck around the bomb site. And that is a very key difference on the B bomb site, and that is one of the main reasons why Liquid were able to win that round. And CLG, I mean, they didn't really spend any money. Obviously, they still had the Mag-10 and everything, but now is time for the serious guns. We've got Koosta on the AWP, and it will be quite interesting to see what he's able to do against his former lineup or team.
So, EliGE has been isolated, but he's got the Mag-7. We've seen God B do great things. Look at that Molotov. Attention to detail from CLG. EliGE forced into the open, and he gets taken down. Nice stuff from CLG. I like the minute detail that we're seeing coming out from them.
What is
that
that?
TV. It's going to be a few $100s. And Pimp will get taken down. Nitro with a 2-man spray down, however. Leaves 2 plays for CLG, but he'll go down as well. But that's Liquid with the information advantage now. JDM rotating. And he goes on his own at the back, but he can't get the spray in. That's a rare miss from him. Now it's JDM versus 2. It's worst case scenario if this bomb gets planted, but CLG are taking the wide approach to the site. And the longer they take, the more time JDM's going to have to get into position. Now the bomb is around team main on top of a ladder, and JDM, surely he will see that on the radar, surely. Oh, the timing's unreal. The Haze is jumping from train to train, exposed to the entire site with the bomb.
Oh,
that could have gone horribly for CLG.
All the stars aligned there.
In fairness,
CLG.
I can only imagine they had a read that JDM would be on one of the channels looking on the ground level.
Yeah.
So trying to avoid him by jumping on the top. Fair enough. Looks crazy, but there is reason behind it. 4-2 in favor of CLG.
Yeah, and I really committed to writing off CLG because it'll be, you know, I wanted to commit James. Didn't want to go halfway, but so far they're having a pretty good start, to say the least. They've reset Liquid. Quick B play, just Hiko there. Not anymore.
The thing is about CLG is that all they can do is get better from where they were when they started out with all those changes. And at least on train, koosta appears to be back on the AWP. I don't know if this means the Cutler experiment has come to a close, or if it's map dependent.
That experiment was terrible. So I think it was a little bit strange.
Well, yeah, there's a time and a place to decide to try and be an AWPer. Because part of the issue was that in some situations, you just saw unfamiliarity with scenarios and situations. Namely, one that stood out to me was on Cobblestone, when rather than stand on your mate's head in the boost position on the CT side, he was boosted all the way up. And then, yeah, that was a bit of a mess. So,
nice bridge.
Not something you can necessarily learn on the job.
Yeah, I can see why you'd want to try to that point if you'd always, you know, fancied doing it and, you know, got it out your system or something, whatever it might be. But, I mean, koosta actually did very well when he was rifling. It kind of like when Adren came back in for Liquid as a stand-in for one of the majors and did so well. And he was just off of all of his previous roles. Either way, you can see one of the reasons why koosta is the man handling the biggest gun. It is the reason of that, James. He's pretty good with it. He's adept.
But I think psychologically as well, I feel like it's akin to chopping a cat's balls off. When you take the AWP away,
very eloquently put. I'm sure you could not have put that more eloquently. Good job.
when you take the AWP away and give it to somebody else who wants to try it out, what does that do for the morale on your team? Like that can't be good. So I'm happy to see koosta back on the AWP as well. CLG with a minute on the clock, most of the players having a walk through the halls. hazed on the low ground will take down JDM. That's going to pull a few players from Liquid away from the B bomb site, but A has been chosen by the CLG side, who have not lost a man in this round just yet. EliGE and Hiko, last two standing. Moving away from this area, the connector area. Would have been a horrible choke point for them.
Over there.
But the range is not ideal here either. Subroza, the taps come in eventually.
Nice.
There is actually, there's a CSGO update on the way today. So I'm waiting for it to pop out to see what it comprises. But for now, we will continue with Liquid CLG.
There'll be more
new
sounds, James. Maybe they'll update the bomb sounds or something.
I want a camera for the bomb. That's what I want. Like an observer camera. So you press it and it goes to the bomb. Because there are so many situations where the bomb is left in a spot where normally you pick it up, but you lose so many people, and then you lose sacred map control to pick up the bomb, and that's where things can get really nasty. Anyway, CLG slowly moving over towards Ivy, where Liquid have two players, Nitro and JDM, playing close. Two plays in B for Liquid as well. Often at the beginning of a round, you'll see the CTs of one person in B, but with more than a minute on the clock, we've already got two for Liquid. Maybe it's a read on CLG. That's a bad miss. I love the name of that AWP. Doesn't make any sense, but I still like it.
That's fair enough.
That is a meaty grenade there.
And this is where koosta really needs to shine. He's got that situation where right now it's really, really hard to get this this opening pick. So CLG, they've run out of time. They're forced to go for the set piece, but not at the man advantage that they would have wanted, or maybe even a 4 versus 4, which would be slightly favorable for them. And, oh, they're going to go for the fake, which is very cool. Hiko's a bit ready for it, though, standing on top of the train. That's a double from Hiko. Finds the third player there, tapping away. koosta can't do a single thing. Bomb goes down, however, for CLG, and they have made a couple kills, so there's an opportunity here potentially, but now all that stands is Cutler, and he's just stuck over. He can't make his way to the B-bomb site. Stuck high, left high and dry there. Hiko will defuse the bomb calmly.
In terms of
in a considered manner.
In terms of streamers, of the ones I have watched, I would say that Hiko is probably the best streamer to watch. If you just want to learn about individual decision making. Like, he kills two players here, but he knows that a player has crossed to the site. He sees Ethan shooting at him, so he just moves because he realizes that koosta is in a position he can't really escape from, and it's very favorable for Hiko to focus on getting that kill rather than trying to stop the bomb plant, so the retake is stronger for his team, so he does that.
Yeah.
Great decision-making from him.
A lot of people get very obsessed with the bomb going down or not. There's a lot of rounds where it's actually completely fine to allow the teams to get more money so that you lose less players as well, or that you can have a much more consistent outcome where you can get more guaranteed kills, such as that. I think that's a really good point to highlight, actually. Yeah, Hiko, ever the man to watch.
Also, credit to Liquid. Every time we've seen that execute from CLG, the wall of smokes in A, they've thrown a counter smoke into PopDog to put a question in the mind of CLG. If they have somebody going into PopDog to split the site, what lies on the other end of that smoke? There was a period of time, I'll go back to that. We have a push coming in, a raw push into the B bomb site. So far, so good. Ethan taking Hiko down, Pimp on the AWP, the second one with a nice grenade. A number of players have taken damage here, but now Liquid need to push. And we've got a flank coming in from Cutler as well, and he's going to take EliGE down, which causes problems. He's going to pull Nitro away from B, looking towards A. But Cutler will just run distracted and hide. Meanwhile, we've got Pimp and Nitro on the A site, B site rather, around the smokes. And they will have tail between legs, 3 versus 5, despite the damage done to CLG. Which they can't be sure of. it's much better in this situation for them to try and hold on to what they have.
Well, this is looking really good for CLG. I'm quite impressed so far. It's also interesting because a lot of the North American teams really did begin to favor Train when it came in, and you can really see that the level of Train in North America is actually pretty impressive overall. Either way, Liquid, they still have the double ops rolling in here. Mag 7 for EliGE generally looks quite good. So we'll have to see how they aim to use those. It's a difficult map to get aggressive on. Looks like we might see a set piece again, once again with a wall of smokes onto that A bomb site. CLG previously have used this as a fake. Will they use it as a fake this time? That is the question that Liquid have to answer. It's pretty hard to try. I mean, it's usually safer just to hold your positions and wait for Hiko to make the call on B.
So,
all right.
EliGE holding down the pop dog area. And indeed, this is a very early execute coming in from CLG. Only got a few plays left. Cutler should be dead in this situation. Should be a 5 versus 1. Now, oh, hazed managed to get a bomb plant somehow. Full rotation coming in from Liquid. And maybe that was a mistake. Now, how much damage can CLG do in this round? Bearing in mind they've got a 4-round lead at the moment, likely to go down a little bit. We've got Liquid trying to run through the flames and then deciding against it. Oh, could have been a 2-man spray down here. Hayes alone, trying to do what he can, but EliGE will get the better of him. So there are defuse kits onto Liquid, and they will make the save here. 10-second defuse actually lets them pick up some AKs, potentially. But just one person down, that's minimal damage for CLG, so that's not a very successful round. So they went for a very early execute on the clock there. Didn't really show any presence in any particular direction, and I wouldn't say they had special, any great map control there. Just wasn't much at all. So they could execute all the grenades into the site, but then it was a gamble jumping down Pop Dog. I didn't see any flash in that position. EliGE gets a free kill over there. Then AWP on the high ground has no fear because there's no split coming in, so life is easy for him as well. Now you've got koosta charging into the site, spots a player, but can't get a kill fast enough. Now I've got CT close to E-Box, so here they're running. That's EliGE. Flash comes in though. He's going to back off, but koosta will take him down.
Yeah, trades there for Liquid. Not too shabby, though now a man down as we see more chaos on the bomb site. However, CLG, they are still yet to be able to plant the bomb or be in a position to do so. Keep losing men without really gaining positioning. However, same story for Liquid. They're down to just Pimp and Hiko as finally CLG have arrived onto the bomb train, ready to plant it, but they just have to make sure that it's safe first. They do have time. You can see Hayes checking all the spots there. Another smoke onto connector. Bomb is planted. You can see the cognizance there of Ethan quickly just checking towards Pop Dog. They realize that's a very, very likely spot for a CT to emerge. Hiko could go unknown though, but there it is. His presence has been revealed. And Hiko is just changing his positioning slightly, trying to get a secure angle, kind of committed there. Very tentative stuff there. Pimp peeks out at the perfect moment. The distraction is real. Nicely done there from Ethan, able to take down both remaining CTs. What a crazy battle. That was a war of attrition in that round. And CLG came out the victors.
Ethan with the 180, a desperate situation for him. And it's a desperate scoreline for Liquid at the moment. 4-8. Mag 7 coming out once again. JDM on the scout. Very limited weaponry in this situation. How far is Nitro willing to go? How unlucky is that? That sucks. There should be like a chain link fence there, so that doesn't happen to grenades, because there's no reason for that to exist in that situation. That's unfortunate. Much damage could have been done. So there we see the pop flashes coming in. That's going to make life really awkward for Nitro. So at least CLG have learned their lesson on this occasion. Flashes coming in. Liquid will know there are at least 2 players up there. And look how deep we've got almost a crossfire from these CTs coming in. Pimp trying to avoid getting flashbanged in this situation. He should hear the scope of the AWP as well. Now we've got hazed. Will be the first to charge in. koosta will respond immediately, but Hiko's there as well. Can't do anything. Cutler with a headshot.
Yeah, hard times here. Very hard times here for Liquid indeed. koosta, another kill, can't get out the choke point. And again, this is where things are just impossible on this bomb site if you can't get out that choke. Finally though, EliGE is able to break free, but how much can they really do here? There's T's all over the place from every conceivable angle. And EliGE is going to retreat. Not a good situation here for Liquid. They are getting pretty crushed. CLG's T side has been awesome. And let's not forget, they lost the pistol. They were able to reset Liquid right afterwards. And they have proven themselves in a lot of these rounds. They've used fakes, they've used set pieces. Well, that is one of the classics on the train. One of the classics. If you go for the set piece onto the A bomb site with the water smokes, then you throw in a fake.
To
and
me,
then forever there's a question. Is it going to be the fake or will it not be?
To me, that just shows that Liquid know they're in a desperate situation, because I don't think they should have even been trying to go for that 2 versus 4 in that situation. But obviously they feel like they don't have enough rounds on the board. Now we go into the second last round. Just the pistols, 4 P250s and the USP onto JDM. And the A site's getting cleared up. As expected in this situation. Nitro alone, soon to be dead, of course, although koosta's got to be careful. The guy with the AWP maybe not the one you want chasing the frags in that situation, because if he goes down, then that can get stolen away through the wall. Ooh, that's above his head. There we go. Love that kind of stuff. Right then, 10-4. Can Liquid get a 5th round on the board?
Yeah, it's getting kind of desperate. It's in that territory. I mean, we're just 3 or 4 rounds. It's really sketchy. It really forces you into the spot where you just have to win the pistol. Otherwise, you're just in desperate situation after desperate situation. Then there's no relief from that, to be honest. So see if they can do that, get number 5, make things a little bit easier for themselves. We have 2 men potentially ready to respond to a fast take of the secret area here from Liquid. Obviously, Hiko's close. And Pimp's going to smoke to make it look like Hiko is not here, that he is instead behind the smoke, but the pop flash comes in. Subroza, how does he get Pimp as well? That is outrageous. I'm pretty sure Pimp was behind the smoke there. That's just, oh dear, that is painful. Oh, couldn't get worse for Liquid really, could it?
If they got knifed by CLG, that would make it worse.
Oh my god, the mid-range headshot found by the Mag 7. Well, they've found a way to remedy this. EliGE has an AK. He hasn't got a kit though, and there's a Molotov onto the bomb. EliGE is on the clutch at the moment. Another frag made, looking to make it 4 still. But the lack of a kit is really a massive issue. Has to nail the next shot. The next peak hazed goes for. He's got to get the kill, but hazed will be the one to get the final blow onto EliGE. 11-4. A dominant showing from CLG, and unexpectedly for me at least, I didn't expect it to look like this. I thought Liquid would have a much stronger result, even if it was, you know, a 6-9 or something for Liquid. I was not seeing a 4-11 for them.
Indeed. Well, perhaps Liquid can enjoy the freedoms afforded to them by the T side, but first comes the pistol, where freedom can be given and taken away very quickly indeed. No helmets on either side. Liquid with 2 guys with utility. We saw a round from Virtus Pro on Mirage recently, a pistol round where they had 3 guys on utility. They got ruined in that round, but doesn't mean it was good or bad. Sample size is minimal. So Liquid, double smoke, quad flashes. What is the plan? They appear to be moving into position before they decide to strike. Where is this going, Mr. JDM? It looks like it's going between trains. That may help them push to the other side of the B bomb site as the bomb is getting planted. Or it might be to plant the bomb on the side of the train. Now maybe that might be risky on a pistol round. Here we go. Oh, there's a gap, Dan. There's a gap.
It would be amazing if CLG had some HEs and so on for this situation, but maybe they don't need it. hazed is going to open up 2 kills, 2 headshots found immediately. There is Nitro there for Liquid, who could offer salvation. He's going to be coming in from the back there towards Connector, whilst EliGE, he's alone on the bomb site. He's got all the pressure to deal with, just being discovered, dropped as well by Ethan. EliGE needed to live there. He had to provide the distraction, because now Subroza is looking in the back, finds Nitro. And that is bad. CLG are going to win the pistol round. What are you going to do now, Liquid? I mean, they have to... I mean, it'd be really nice to see a force buy out of them in the next round. Despite getting the bomb down, they need to just get straight away back into this one.
Credit to hazed. 2 fast headshots in that round. Got him off to a really good start. If I'm not mistaken, didn't CLG get rid of their coach recently? I think they did. I think he wasn't the right fit for the side. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right though. Anyway, Liquid, they haven't opted for the force buy here. They're looking to bring out the big guns in the following round. So this could be a slaughter. Although there's one person on B, which is Ethan. So there's a very reasonable chance of a bomb plant here. Because the bomb's on the front man as well, if he goes down, the guys behind can pick it up, which is why you don't always want to have the bomb on the last man, because if he goes down, then you've got more problems than if the first person goes down. And indeed, the bomb is going to get planted. Pure numbers game there. Very cheap investment.
Tidy ace there for Ethan. And this is kind of a... the bomb plant's nice, but the problem as well is that if Liquid lose the next round, this is kind of why I like the force buy in this situation. It's obviously, you know, they otherwise they just don't have any opportunities really, apart from this one buy. You're already in a really desperate situation. It's one of those calls that is quite marginal. It depends on the... I don't think there's a right or wrong answer there, but yeah, Liquid basically don't have a margin for error at this point. So let's see how they decide to get themselves into this one. It's always quite tricky as well because they've not had the chance to play out the tee-off. They don't really have a good feel just yet for CLG's defense overall. So let's see what they can do here. We've got Ethan there, falling back in a timely manner, playing it very passively. And he can do as described with Hiko previously on the B-bomb side. Just play for delay. Play to make sure that your teammates can get through that connector choke point into B for the retake if the bomb is to be going down there. So this is a very similar setup as to what Liquid had. And interestingly, Ethan does have the weakest weapon on the team as well, and it does look like Liquid do want to go into B as well. So this could actually work out quite well for Liquid, unless Ethan makes a very, very strong play.
So, is he going to push the smoke, or is he going to wait for his team? Flash goes in, just trying to make sure nobody pushes. Ooh, he's going to run backwards while his teammate throws a flash. Indeed he is, but JDM's not going to be flashed. So far, so good for Liquid in this particular round. There's still players rotating for CLG into the connector. Seems koosta's maybe paranoid of a flank coming in, and Hiko's in the position to do that. But CLG, 2 plays left. Going to give this one up as they haven't taken down a single Liquid player. 9-round lead, soon to be 8 between these two sides, but the road to recovery is a long one for Liquid.
I like the detail there as well from Ethan, where definitely in a spot where they, you know, of course, you know, they've practiced a lot with this lineup, so they practiced enough to be like, okay, when we're in a situation where we're playing this setup, and there's a B set piece running in from the T's, I'm not going to try to go for peaks or challenges. We'll make it into a pop flash setup through the smoke, because you can pretty much guarantee that smoke is almost always going to be there in that case. So that's quite cool, actually. Quite unfortunate for them that it didn't work out. Would have been quite cool to see what would have happened. But either way, Liquid now have given themselves a little bit of breathing room in this matchup against a seemingly strong train side here from CLG. Let's see if it continues now that Liquid have the AWP out of the ADM.
Very cheeky from Ethan, and he escapes before the spray down comes in. That's some information for his team that there's probably, I'm assuming, maybe 2 people tried to shoot him there. So that's some early info for his team. And indeed, we see hazed rotating towards B, maybe reading that most of the roster are likely to be in that direction. Hiko trying to draw some fire towards A with a very nice smoke into connector. But indeed, there isn't much rotation required by CLG. Already 3 people in the A site. They seem content there for the time being. Liquid with the remainder of the numbers looking to execute in towards B. Now we've got Ethan's in a deep... He's basically committed in this situation. He's in the middle of the site. He splashes well, can't rotate back. So he's got to stand his ground, and he's going to turn around and see Nitro. Oh, nice delay there. 2-man spray down, make it 3. Great work by Ethan. Hiko alone versus 4.
Big plays, very impressive. It is the clutch king, but this is a lot to ask for. The bomb is down. He's going to have to try to collect that. Very unretrievable. It's going to be koosta to make the final kill there to end the round. But what an immense hold there from Ethan. Just look at this first cheeky pick. And this is something we were talking about when it came to NRG's perspective against SK on Overpass. Against a really good team, you need to be able to disrupt them. Ethan took a quick peek, a very, very quick reaction for a frag, and then fell back. Very nicely done. Now CLG 14-5, just 2 more rounds, and they will have crushed Liquid on train, but this aggression this time will not work out.
Yeah, I think Subroza was just ahead of the flashbang from his team, but I love that CLG are not gonna play passive like the England football team. Oh, we're 1-0 up. Let's just defend now. They want to continue to score goals, but for this round, they may be somewhat handicapped. Can we see the money quickly? Sivu play. Thank you very much. And there is potentially a buy to be had from CLG in the following round should they lose this. Still early days though. They're 1 man down. That can change very quickly. Liquid playing with the time they have, maybe looking to exhaust the utility of CLG. They seem poised for the A site at the moment, although they're moving mostly away from IV. Hiko will be lurking there for the time being, so they could have a 3-pronged assault into the A site. hazed playing close to the drop zone. There we go. Numbers evened up now. Pimp lurking towards A main, gets taken down.
Weird spot here for Liquid. Looking to make the play with 35 seconds left on the clock. They've got to make this explosive. It's got to be successful. With such limited time, hazed goes for a quick play forwards. Does JDM spot it? No, the bomb! That's the bomb! And hazed can delay so much time, even if he dies here. He just has to delay them. They don't have any time to mess around. Goes for the frag. Gets it as well. hazed looking to finish things here by himself. The bomb must quickly find its way to a bomb site now. Nitro knows that. And not only that, he is the last man standing. There's just so many problems stacked against him in this situation. And he will finally find his way onto the bomb site, but he has no time. He has to plant, and Ethan takes full advantage. CLG now 15-5. Game point for them.
The panic is real.
Yeah, that was a very nice round from CLG. That aggression from hazed. The aggression generally from CLG is coming up. Roses most of the time.
The panic is real. 10 points, 10 rounds between these two sides. The first match of a double header between these sides in the second half of today's show. Liquid going for a super fast split. That's humongous damage done by hazed, even if it's not fragged. Bomb falling as well. Needs to be collected. Liquid all charging towards the site. Nice high flash. To flash him as well, but frag still going the way of CLG. It's Pimp alone now versus 3. He's got 2 headshots with the Tech 9. Picks up an AWP as well. He is a secondary AWP for the team at the moment, so this is not a bad situation for him to be in. They know roughly where he was. He's making some noise though. Moves into a safer position. But unbeknownst to him, koosta's above his head, and koosta will hear all this sound, the jumping, the running, the scoping in and out. That will allow Ethan to reposition as well.
And they also know that they don't need to peek him at all until the bomb goes down as well. Because when the bomb goes down, that means that they have the best relative guess of where his position is. And that's information you can get without a single peek. Instead, your job there is to put yourself in a position where you can capitalize upon that information as a team. And that's what they're doing, because they're going to have the approach from main as well as from the CT spawn type area there. You can see slowly but surely Ethan creeping up. Pimp, will he go for the peak? Oh, that's fantastic there from Pimp. Now he'll get the bomb plant, looking to make the ace. Creating something from nothing is Pimp, but oh no. Just has no idea where to look for the last man, and it is not to be this time around.
He will be denied all headshots for his kills as well.
There's troubles.
But it wasn't enough, unfortunately. 16-5. CLG with that's a monstrous score over Liquid.
It is impressive. It is quite impressive. I'm
Colour, you impressed?
I'm very much looking forward to seeing the next map now, because the form generally from an individual perspective was a little like across the board was better than what I expected, and they were able to close a good advantage. And not only that, we saw a lot of good setups from them, drilled plays. situations where we have like, okay, if this happens, we have these responses. You saw things clearly built into the structure of the CLG train. But is that expansive? Are we going to see that on all maps? There's only one more to go between these two teams. I am very much looking forward to finding out.
Indeed. We will be back on the analysis desk with Mr. Mouret after the break. See you back here soon.